guys, welcome to another episode of OEM Showcase. I'm Michael Reinheimer from RVBusiness. I am in the location of the former Concord Mall, hanging out with a really cool new company that's got roots in Australia, but they're bringing something new to the American market. After a message from the sponsor, we're going to see what's going on with DreamHaven. Stay with us.
DreamHaven RV is a wholly owned subdivision of Crusader Caravans, which is what they call travel trailers in Australia. For those that are a little unknown about Australia, it's physically the same size as the continental USA, so quite a large country, but it has the population of Texas. And most of those people live around on the coastline, and there are major urban centers where they're living, and they're all paved, and they look much like the USA. But in the interior of Australia, a lot of the roads aren't paved. And so what makes their RVs and travel trailers great is that they're set up to take the punishment of traveling just as quickly as we drive, but on an unpaved road. So that's one of the reasons why these are built to such a high standard. Everything from the suspension in the vehicle, which is McPherson struts, coil sprung. So just like your SUV or your 4x4, anywhere that vehicle can go, pretty much you can take one of these. And they're very robust and used to dealing with potholes at speed. And everything on the vehicle, from chassis to superstructure, is made in the plant in Melbourne, Australia. The only elements that don't come from Australia are the regular accessories you would expect, like the aircon units or the awnings, or those elements inside the vehicle. But the structure of the vehicle, the chassis, the hitch and the suspension and the running gear, all made in Melbourne, Australia. Welcome to the interior of the Gladiator Force, which is the slightly larger of the two initial launch trailers. The difference between this one and the smaller Chameleon is this one has a dinette and a table, so you can sit opposite each other. Table adjusts in height, so you can use that. It's currently set up as a twin, but these mattresses zip together with an insert here, so you can make a queen size bed, and of course you can put bolsters in on the edge, so you can make it a super king if you wish as well. Vehicle is built to a high standard inside as well. Everything is very robust and very solid in here. We come with a standard, and everything on this vehicle is standard. So as you see, it is not part of an options list. The great thing about the interior inside these trailers is the amount of storage that you have. As you can see, 3 storage cubbies over the beds, another one up above the TV. And as I mentioned before, everything in here is standard. So from the television to the 12-volt fans, air conditioning. So the great thing about this is it's a 4-season van. If you're up in Maine or in Canada, you can get the temperature up because it comes with a Dometic hot air blown furnace, also a Dometic water heater. So the ability to use this with a very high R value in the van or the trailer, we call them vans in Australia, but in this travel trailer is extremely high. So get it to your desired temperature and it will stay there for a good length of time. But even when it does get chilly, you can heat it up. Or when it gets too hot, if you're down in Florida, then you can chill it to the temperature you desire. For the chef in the family, we have a 2-burner Dometic cooktop here. For 2026, this is going to be an induction cooktop. So it's going to be a great ability to cook at high altitude. So if you're out in Colorado and you're up at 8,000 or 9,000 feet, you haven't got to wait for an hour for the kettle to boil. You're going to have the ability to cook there. Again, so much storage here. Oops, another friend sitting inside, but of course he's from Australia, so he's upside down. Rear light switch on here, so the outside of the vehicle is really well lit. You've got the ability to work all around the vehicle, but there's storage all across the kitchen here. So whenever you've got things that you need to store, keep away, all of your spices, anything for cooking, and just a huge amount of storage space, as we said. So the great thing about the toilet in here, and it is a wet toilet. For those that are used to having boats, of course, we call this a wet head. But in Australia, we're used to having cassette toilets, and so this is a Thetford cassette toilet. It doesn't have a black tank, as you might be used to, but it does have a tank that you remove and take for dumping processes. The tankage on this vehicle, it has twin white water tanks, and it has one grey water tank, and they're 20 gallons each. Beautiful thing here is that that's a large shower. It's no more squeezing into the shower. You've got so much space to be able to enjoy yourself. And sorry, another one of our little koala friends, they get everywhere. The other great thing about our shower here is that the outside of the shower door is a full-length mirror, and we know that the ladies in the camping life want to make sure that their look is perfect when they're going out for the evening. The door on the vehicle has a couple of features that are really worth seeing. It has this glass mirror finish, which is both sides, but in here, if you have one of our four-legged friends and you want to keep them inside the vehicle whilst you're sitting having a drink outside, or if you don't want them getting inside the vehicle, you have a full-size metal mesh door, and that just pushes closed. And then when you want to close the vehicle in its entirety, you've got that lovely finish there. So the great feature on the Gladiator Force for outdoor living is that once you've got your patio set up here under your awning, it's a full-length manual awning on the Gladiator Force from Fiamma, for those that know that Italian brand. We deliberately went for a manual awning. We don't want you being stuck when you're boondocking and not be able to get your awning in and then not be able to go on your next adventure. We have what we call in Australia a picnic table, but I don't think that quite translates well for a picnic table here in the US. But it's a serving tray, so that you can actually come straight from the kitchen, pop your food on here, have your table and chairs set up, and you can serve from this comfortable area here. The other cool feature that we have on the vehicle is your TV hutch here. It has your 110 receps inside, has a 12-volt supply, also has a bracket that your TV from inside can come out and fit onto the TV bracket there. Again, remember, everything on this vehicle is standard. So although we have lots of our koala friends in the drawer here, this drawer will take, I think it's about 35 pounds in weight. And of course, it's a full through front, so you can choose, you might want to take this out, but it comes with it as standard. So, and just so you see, it goes all the way in. All of our doors drop down, so there's none of hinging them up and no chance of hitting your head. And they finish, although I haven't got the keys, those push in when they're locked. Well, that one did. And it leaves a really nice finish to the door. Unlike the doors that we have here, these ones are all one piece. Another standard feature on the outside is in the front toolbox area here. They all come standard with this Dometic cooler here. So remember, there's a full-size Thetford fridge in the inside, which is 7 cubic feet on the inside. And then you've got the ability to have this. This will work as a freezer as well. So indeed, I can tell you that when we brought the vehicles in, we put some candy bars in there just so we had energy. Forgot about them for 2 weeks, came back, and they were still powered, and it was still cold inside. So we didn't melt the candy bars. Gladiator Force comes with a full stone chip guard here. So even if you're towing with a big SUV and you're throwing rocks up from your adventures off-grid, you're not going to damage the front of your vehicle. So both with the flaps and with the screen at the front. A key feature to make sure that you're aware of, it comes with a D360 coupling here. This is a pin coupling, so some people have seen some of these in the US. The cool thing about it is its articulation. So the hitch will articulate in lots of planes so that even if your SUV is going up a slope and your trailer is still coming down into a gully, you're not going to lose the trailer as you might do on a hitch. Indeed, we have heard a story here in the US of someone that on a different vehicle, not one of ours, actually had the trailer go over. Didn't cause any issues to their tow vehicle. It stayed upright. Standard on the vehicle, it's Dexco, although internationally Dexco is called Alco. There's an Alco jockey wheel on the front. Again, it's manual because we don't want you being stuck somewhere if you can't use the jockey wheel. Got twin propane tanks, very easy to turn one off and one on. The other thing is that, of course, is that you're never going to run out of propane. And even with the cooktop changing over to an induction cooktop, there is a point on the other side where you can take off the propane and use your outdoor barbecue. And of course, the great thing is all these things slide away so easily and then close. We haven't touched on the vehicle is fully RVIA compliant, so it's been inspected. It works to all of our US standards. So everything that you would expect to have works and functions as you would expect on a US vehicle. Lots of luggage space, and that's the other end to the drawer that you saw on the other side. So much space inside here. See if this one will close. I thought they would pop out. Your Dometic boiler for your water and your exhaust for your blown air heater on the outside. Your fresh water connection up here, and an outdoor shower. Both vehicles come with an outdoor shower feature on them. And then, of course, your hookup points. So your power hookup if you should be in a campground, or, of course, if you have a generator. And then your sewer connection, again, we don't use this type of connection in Australia, so this is an added feature for the US, so that you make sure that you can hook up properly, just as you would expect to with any travel trailer here. The cassette toilet that I mentioned to you before, very straightforward. You can simply lift the green handle at the bottom, pull it out, take it, dump the contents, put it back in. Over in Europe, these do come with a machine that washes them out for you. I don't think they're so popular in the US, so that's not a feature here, but that is how the vehicle is operated in Europe. Coming around to the rear of the vehicle, full-size wheel and tire. Of course, we're aware that if you're going off-grid, the one thing you don't want to have is a flat and then get stuck. So very easy to take your vehicle and swap it. Comes with a full jack point and a jack in the front garage there, so you're never going to be stuck for having a flat. The other key feature I'd tell you is just have a look at the fender on this thing. This is not plastic. This is 6-inch by 2-inch steel and is attached, as you can see, into the chassis. And the chassis are made in the factory where the RV is made itself. So one of the crucial features is how these vehicles are made, distinctly different to how you might be used to RVs in North America being made. All of the superstructure, from the floor, the walls to the roof, is made of a composite material, and I have a sample here that you can see. So you have 2 pieces of glass fiber on the outside. The inside edge here is slightly thinner, outside edge here, and then a closed cell foam in between, which gives a really high R value. So again, super insulation. This is a wall section. The roof and the floor are actually thicker than this, so the insulation properties are immense. So having mentioned the roof, a key feature on here is that there are twin 200-watt solar panels up there, plus a full charge controller inside the vehicle by BM Pro. So even if you're not hooked up to your 7-pin, you're going to be able to charge your batteries when you're boondocking. No worries about running out of power. And also the vehicles come with an external mounted lithium battery. In this vehicle, it's a 200 amp hour battery, and in the smaller one, it's a 100 amp hour battery, but with 400 watts of power on the roof. You're not going to have any issues there. Also, you can see the Dometic air conditioner on the outside, and although it's taped down for transport, the antenna there is because the vehicles do come with a radio inside. And so there's a radio, CD, DVD player inside the vehicle. Okay, so I mentioned the suspension before, but this is an opportunity for you to see it with the coil springs and McPherson dampers. It's a swinging arm suspension, so it allows you a great range of articulation. And when you're out in the, as we would call it in Australia, the outback, you're not going to get stuck just because your suspension is bottom out. You've got a great opportunity to go anywhere your SUV can take you. Okay, so as you can see, we have armored covering as well on the 2 20-gallon water tanks for fresh water. And really, I think given the solar, the battery, and the ability to be off-grid, you can bug out in these vehicles until you need to replenish those fresh water tanks. Okay. Now, the baby of our range is the Chameleon, but it's only baby in terms of not having the dinette inside. It has some extra features that the Gladiator doesn't have, particularly over on the roof. It has a couple of roof bars. So if you're the adventure type that wants to go surfing, you can get both full-size surfboards up on the roof without issue at all. Other than that, you can fit a bike rack to the top of the front toolbox on either vehicle. This one doesn't come with the stone guard quite as you saw on the front of the Gladiator, but it's still built to exactly the same standard. Same chassis build, same manufacturing process for the superstructure and the floor. The same through garage on the front. And the same Fiamma awning from Italy up here. Both vehicles come with escape windows, so those are full-sized escape windows complying with the RVIA, and they both come with the same suspension. Tankage slightly different on this one. This has a single freshwater tank plus the grey water tank and the same Thetford cassette toilet. So exactly the same feature that you saw previously, the metal outside. We didn't mention also the ability to have the full screen on the interior. So you can have the blackout blind down. So you've got the ability to have it totally dark on the inside. Your cassette toilet that we mentioned before, you take it out, you have pressure release here. Very easy to dump your, what would in effect be your black tank. Both vehicles have that external shower, your front garage, and of course, as we discussed before, you've got your hot water heater in there, and the full-size drawer is on this side, which just gives you an idea of the capacity for luggage storage that you have inside. And as we discussed before, you've got your propane storage up front, so your twin tanks. So again, you shouldn't be running out of propane for the amount that you'll be cooking with the takeoff point. And I'll show you the takeoff point on this vehicle. On both vehicles here at the front, you have your propane takeoff, so you're able to take your gas barbecue and cook outdoors and have a great time doing so.